My name is Samson Jimmy Uhevi, or you can call me the Samsonite. I come from Rongai, and I am a project manager. I also run some business. Yeah, that's what I am.
My name is Delphine Buluma, or you can call me the Samsonite. I also live in Rongai. I'm a social worker, mainly dealing with child protection. I also do some home baking, baking cookies and cakes.
Actually, she was my brother's best friend, and I actually got introduced to her by him. I went to my brother's place, and I actually was disappointed from the other relationship. So we were just talking and talking. They were together in school at Moy University. So my brother said, okay, yeah, I know of a beautiful girl, and I think she can be a good match to you. So I said, okay. He gave me the number, and I don't think even he gave me the number. He just told me, I'll give you the name. So when he gave me the name, I started searching on Facebook. That's when I got her, and I sent a friend request. Fortunately enough, I think after 2 days, she responded, and now I got into inbox. I started chatting and chatting, and I think from there, that's when now I think she got interested in coming to know where we are, and she asked me if we could meet. So we went actually on a blind date. And I traveled all the way from, she was in Kakamega and I was in Nairobi by then. So I traveled and on a blind date, so we just know each other on Facebook and pictures we exchange, and that's the day that we met. Actually, by that time we didn't even know that we are in a relationship. We're just a friend of my brother. So we met, and we had a very comprehensive talk. Yeah, and until the time I was now leaving, then I came back, we continued chatting, and thereafter, I think about 2 or 3 months, that's when I did propose to her.
So for me, I was making a new friend. So when he came, we talked. I knew I had made a new friend. So the thought of being in a relationship, not at that time. So for me, it was just a friend. But we continued talking on Facebook. On the day we met, we exchanged numbers. Previously, we had been talking on Facebook. So we exchanged numbers. So he traveled back to Nairobi and he would continue chatting. And I was like, I'm friend zoning him. I actually friend zoned him. So, but one day he invited me to visit his church. But then he was the youth leader in the church. So I came with my sister. So I visited him in church. We went they were having a sports ministry at Ongat Academy. So we spent the day there together. And then in the evening, we went back. So as we continued talking with my sister, it is my sister who actually opened my mind, because she told me, no, when he proposed to me that we start a relationship, I was like, no, this cannot be. So I shared with my sister because we were close, so we usually share many things. So when I shared to her, she said, stop wasting time, this guy loves you.
But for me, I actually knew she's the one. Even when I invited her over to church, I had my friends also. I said, okay, this is a girl I'm inviting, so kindly check if she's a good fit, because I was a leader, and anything that I would do would have a repercussion to all other young people in church. So I had very good friends, and I said, okay, I don't want to introduce her as my girlfriend, and then things turn worse. So just check. And they were actually watching her, how she was, because for me, I had known her, so they were just looking at to give me feedback if she's the best fit for, because I was also looking for someone who can take care of the other young people, even when we get married, because I was doing a mentorship program for the young people. Yeah, so I was like, okay, I would want somebody who can freely talk to them and share, and if they have questions, they can come and talk to. So even after I got the feedback, I knew that they were just confirming what I had already decided. So when I made a move, and on the other side, Kube, the sister, was also was also pushing. I think things just fall in place, like, yeah. And for our relationship, we didn't take long time. I think that, it was around September, November, and then she was graduating in this. When was the graduation? In December, yeah.
2014.
Yeah. So I decided to take my other friend, and then we went for her graduation. And during the graduation, she actually introduced me to the parents. I think they were also not uncomfortable with it, because when she introduced, and they said, now we are waiting for you to come home to just do now an official introduction. And I thought, yeah, this one it's a good deal. So we organized in February. We visited at her place, and then no, it was in February. Yeah, February, and then April she came to my place, just for her also to be introduced to my parents and my brothers, sisters. And thereafter in
May you came for the official.
Yeah, in May I took my parents for the official introduction, and in late May we paid dowry. And yeah, by that time I think we had already, actually when she got into my box, I already set the date for the wedding. And I told her, yeah, you are either in or out, because so she agreed to that. She wanted to postpone and say, let me finish, at least I get a job so that we can settle down. I said, no, for me I have a job, so there's nothing for you to worry about. You just come and stay. After the wedding, then we can think of now getting a job or something. The journey has not been that smooth. That one I can say for a fact. I remember when I actually got married, I lost a job, and she had also terminated her job on the other side. So we came, and we actually did the wedding. And you remember when she said that I actually lost my dad in June. Immediately after he paid dowry, and then he passed on. But he told me, your wedding is going to be good, and don't worry, you're going to be a man. When marriage comes, be the man. So I got into marriage, and things were not that good because none of us was working. So unfortunately, I was still in church, so I was just still doing volunteering work. But really, God supplied. There's no day that we lacked. I remember God just sent people. Every month we could get shopping from everything. So people could come and give us. And for the first year, I think we didn't have so much problem until now she got a place. She actually started volunteering in an organization as a social worker. And from there, she could get some stipend, a little bit, and then she come and support. And for the longer part of it, until now we got our first baby. That was after 12 or so months. So we got our baby. Unfortunately, I was not working, but then still. So we managed through that season, and after I think 1 year with the baby, that's when now she got a job. By that time, I didn't have a job. So she started working, and she was like now the breadwinner of the family. For me, I could stay at home and be with the kid all day. So I think the entire period up to 4 years, I'm the one who has been with the boy. We have a young man. So I'm the one who has been like the nanny taking care of the boy all through. But still, during that time, I could get some contracts here and there. Yeah, because I'm into projects, so I could do some consultancy here and there, just writing proposals, and then get some funds to take care of the bills as well. And sure enough, by 2015 now, that's when now she got a good job. And 2018. Yeah. And for me, I didn't get a job by then still. But now, God opened doors through my consultancy. I could get some income here and there, just small a little bit. And until now, Corona hit in 2020, because I was now expecting, I had actually done some good interviews and I was expecting to get a placement. But when Corona hit, everything now stood. And I started now a business. And that business actually is the one that has really taken care of us through that period. And she also ventured into baking. So like we started doing our own skills. I also do some creative arts. But I remember during that season, we also were praying and God told us, when people are in Corona season, it's time for you to plant. So for us, actually, I was doing so many proposals and writing concept notes. And when Corona was over, I think that's 2020, by June, July, that's now I got a lot of my proposal being funded. So it's like all the years that I had lost were recovered in a very short span. And I could not even believe that I was on leave for about 5 or so years, and God had to give me all that money for the 5 years. So I was like, yeah, I think this is a good deal. So thus far we have been, and the challenges also came with the boy. When he was born, the first day came back, and I don't know what developed. We had to take him back to hospital. Yeah.
He had jaundice. So I delivered normally, and then we went back home. Then in the middle of the night, the boy cried, he couldn't sleep. So early in the morning, we went back to hospital. So they said he had jaundice. He had to be put in an incubator for phototherapy, so that the jaundice clears. So, and that was the most trying moment for me, because here was a new mother, just delivered, the baby is sick, back in hospital, and hey, things were very tough for me. I almost fell into depression, because now it was just hard for me. But I thank God, because my husband supported me. And sometimes he will tell me, you are talking alone while sleeping, and it is daytime. So I remember there's a time he said his friends came to visit, to see the baby, and I took that opportunity to have a nap. So while I was sleeping, he says I started talking. So he had to pretend he's talking to me so that the friends are not aware that I'm sleep talking. And that I was very touched by that, because it was a very trying moment for me. And also we had friends in the church who supported us, and during that time, just visiting the child, financially, materially supporting us. So that was a hard time for me. That is 2016, August 2016. Changing habits, okay. Most of the things I liked, he also liked. So there's basically nothing I changed. I had to teach him kwamba Colgate inasqueeziwa kutoka chini, not in the middle of the top.
Yeah.
Hiyo ilibidi amechange.
And also remember, with the Colgate thing, for me, I have this type of Colgate that I use. I don't want to. Not Colgate. There's a toothpaste I use. Yeah, it's specifically because of my toothache and all that. But she was into this other type. So every time, I could go and buy mine, because when I go shopping, I go and buy what I when she goes. When she comes, she has hers. So at one point, we had to buy two. So when she uses hers, I use mine. Until I don't know what happened, she automatically just changed and she adopted. She adopted mine. Now, as of now, we are using the same toothpaste. She doesn't now have an issue. Of course, it has benefited her too, because of her toothache. So I think that's one thing that she had to change. And also another thing that for me, I loved hosting people all the time. Yeah. And for her, yes, she loved people, but she didn't love like every time to have guys come. So I think that one we had to stage a compromise. I had to reduce on the number of times of people coming so that we can have our own time. Because for me, I was this boys guy. We meet and we could actually talk even past midnight. They could come in my place and spend over and all that. So I had to like compromise a little bit, yeah, put off a few of them not to be coming over, and yeah, I think for that it took us some time, and as of now I think we are okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a social person. Outside I can talk to people, but when it comes to home, I think that is, for me, that is my personal space. So I don't like I don't like many people at home. So that one he had to compromise.
What I would say to a new couple or people who are actually engaged, you should actually make you first. Make yourself before getting the other person. Because if you are looking for the other person and by yourself, you are not really the right man or the right person that you want, and then your marriage will not work. Yeah, for me, I think when I decided to get married, I knew who I am and I knew what I want. So when even I met her, we didn't take so many years or time to, I defined what I want, and I told her, are you ready to get into marriage with me? And this is the roadmap, or this is the goal that I want us to achieve. This is our vision. So I said, if you are ready to buy into this vision, then we can go. And she said, yeah, that's a good thing. I would want us to adjust here and move to this direction. So when I heard what she had and the input that she wants to put into my vision, I knew that this is now the right person. That even if I come up with any other idea, she will be able to put into it and build it, not just to put it off. Yeah, so I think that's one thing that you need to do. As a man, first have that vision, then you can sell that idea to the wife or the person that you have, and then you go.
For anyone planning to get married or engaged, first of all, just know what you want, because marriage is not something that you walk in and then you walk out when you feel like. So first you have to know yourself and make yourself a better person, because there's no way I can expect to get a good husband and myself, I'm not ready to be a good wife. So you know yourself and be ready to be the best person to the other person. First be the best person, don't expect the other person to be the best. You be the first, you first be the best person, then God will connect with the right person. And also have in mind the person you want. I remember when I was in school, in campus, the people just share. So you say, my husband will not be a drunkard, will not smoke. And someone will say, where on earth do we have people who don't smoke, who don't drink? But then in my mind, I was like, God may want someone who does not do all those things. And because I had that in my mind, and that was my goal, I moved with that vision, and God blessed me with someone who is born again and God-fearing. So just know what you want in life and be the best person that you want the other person to be.
Actually, one thing that I love about my wife was her hair. Her hair is very beautiful. Every time we are together. I love her hair. It's beautiful. I always love to touch. She's a kind-hearted person, and Delphine, I know most of the time I feel that I am privileged to have a woman like you, the person who can compromise on so many things and just take care of our family and also give me a little bit of a headache. But at the end of it all, from that I get to learn. And every time you appreciate me with the little steps that I make, yeah, you have pushed me to other levels. Yeah. And one thing that you have done is to help me stick to my integrity. Every time I find like going, you still come back and say something, but that's not correct. So you have managed to keep me in check. So I think if I could not get someone like you, I don't know if I would have won that away. So you are the best gift that I've ever received from God.
Thank you. For me, I appreciate you. Since the first day I met you, you have been so kind to me, you've been so good to me, and I just love the fact that you direct me in the ways of God and show me love. And mostly I just thank God for the prayers that you make for me. I know you hold me very much in prayers, and that's something that I usually say, if I was given another chance to choose, I'll still choose you because of the way you protect me. Protection is not about money, about anything, but just the spiritual protection that you give me. That is what touches me every day, and I'll not get tired of telling you about that. And thank you for also being a good dad to our son, and even you have been a very good brother to my sister. You are also like my brother. I'm the first one, so you have been my brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for acting as my dad. Just everything, yes. And I thank God for this far that He has brought us. 7 years is not easy, but I thank God even for pushing me when I slack or when I go slow. You push me. Sometimes I feel like, hey, you are too much, but it is later on I see that it was a good thing that you are pushing me to go on. And thank you for encouraging me every day, encouraging me when I feel low. You're still encouraging me, and I thank you. And I just pray every day that God will continue to bless you and giving you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and to lead us and to love us. Thank you so much for your love.